Hi guys, it's Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. For those of you who follow my channel, you know that I splashed out and bought a cook part, a single burner stove some time back, and I'm really chuffed with it. And I was looking at all the other gear I have. I thought, can I condense it down? So, our general lineup: change your Teflon coated fry pan. Great for pancakes and stuff like that. Have to have plastic tools, so it does sort of one thing. When I'm running my single burner butane stove, I have this cook plate, and it's basically just barbecues. That's all it can do. And then when I really want to barbecue, I have a reversible griddle plate. Now, this thing here would block off the air supply completely to this, well, the air exiting this stove. So I could raise it up. Now this also does double duty in my four-wheel drive as a place for as a jack base plate. Because when you get stuck on soft ground, you need to spread the load out. So before I use that, I used to use this. So this is a LaSure cast iron skillet, and it's got the flavour bars on the bottom, so it's good for making steaks and not much else. So I looked on their website and they do a griddle plate made in aluminum that's hard anodized. It's a nice looking beast. It's also $103 US, I think, so allowing for our exchange rate down under here at 30% of that plus postage. So I thought, hard to justify. So I had a look on the website, looked at the size of it, and they make one specifically for the 9-inch stove. So it's 11.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and with the handles it's 13.5 inches by 8.5. Has a cook surface of 9.75 inches by 6.58, which is 248 mil by 167. Now, due to the advantage of CAD, computer assisted drawing. In my case I work cardboard assisted drawing. So I measured out 248 mil by 167, so that gives it enough space down the side to let the heat out. Otherwise on this stove you will melt the O-ring of the gas control, which would be a bad thing. So the big barbecue plate has 97 square centimeters of space. The round skillet is 38 centimeters squared, and this one has 41 square centimeters of cooking space, so plenty for two people in my opinion. Now I can weld steel, I can't weld aluminium, so I can cut and weld steel. I don't have any burning gear, so I'll have to put some cold bends in the steel plate I do have. So by doing this here, I've got 4 short welds, which is about the limit of my welding ability, to make it oil tight, that is. And I think I won't bother about handles at the moment. I'll just lift it up with a pair of pliers, which I always have. So it should be a pretty simple construction job, guys. Anyway, if you're interested in seeing me make this, that's what's coming up. Well guys, there's the cut. Funny enough, it's exactly the same size as the top of the stove. I never actually measured that. Anyway, so I'll have to mark this out, put my notches in. So this steel plate's actually thicker than I remembered it was tucked in the back of the shed. So it's close to 10 millimeters thick. It'll make an excellent griddle. But boy, it's going to be a bruiser to work. Anyway, we'll see what we can come up with. Okay guys, a bit of progress. So we've had our plate cut out. So what I used this, and it came in 30 millimeters for my edge. That'll give me a line to work to. So I've drilled 4 holes in my corner. Now what I did, you'll see it now. Okay guys, well I'm done. I've clamped a reasonably straight piece of wood along here. This will give me a starting line. I can run the grinder down along here and be reasonably straight without trying to follow this scribe line. I used a piece of wood to get my grinder lines nice and straight as a guide. So now I can cut these down. Now this plate's 10 mil thick, So I'll probably go 8 or 9 mil down. So now I can grind it freehand. So this now is the bottom. So I'm going to cut it this way, that way I should be able to bend it that way. So effectively what I'm doing, yeah, I'm making that, but I'm in reverse. So this will open up, and I can weld this side rather than welding on the inside of my hot plate. It's all going well. Now I'll cut it back to you when we have a bit of progress. Guys, we're getting there. So I've decided to fold these at 90. I'll bring these up to, couldn't get the corner right, I'm happy with it. So here's my cuts on the back. So it'd be a reasonably easy job for me to stick weld on the back side here. Yeah, progress. It was incredibly hard to bend with an 18-inch shifter. I had to cut it closer than I liked. Oxy would have been really handy, but we haven't got it. So we're going to tidy up these corners and I'll break out the stick welder. Okay guys, here she is. So I've actually seasoned it already, so I wanted to test whether my welds were oil tight, which they are, which is nice. So I've got it cranking hot, hit it with vegetable oil, filled it up on a level surface, and she's oil tight, so that's brilliant. So I hope there's no professional welders out there, because this is not the world's greatest welding, but it's oil tight, so I'll take that any day. So a pretty straightforward piece of construction. Definitely needs a couple of lift handles, something big enough that I can poke a big stick through. And that's that. So we'll crank up the stove and we'll give it a shot. It certainly holds a fair bit of heat being made from such heavy duty materials. So far, all good. Well guys, I'd call that a success. Plenty of room on both sides and a bit on the end to prevent this stove from overheating. 10mm plate, took a little bit of warming up. Oh dear. No faffing around with plastic utensils or anything like that. I'd call this a win, guys, I really would. So I've tested it, it's oil tight, so I filled it up with oil and boiled it. So my welds, even though they're a bit average, are oil tight. So I'm happy with that. Might put a couple of little handles on, not sure. Anyway guys, if you find this stuff useful, you like the content I create, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button, it helps me out greatly. And we'll catch you next time.